The average American man with the bachelor's degree will earn about $2.2 million in his lifetime, which is a lot of the money, but Bezos makes that in the other just 15 minutes, which is mind-blowing. He makes an estimated $150,000 every minute. By the end of this video, Bezos is going to make more money than you would in your entire life. I know that these numbers can damage your self-esteem because making that kind of the numbers seems impossible. Forbes estimated his net worth much bigger than the entire British royal family. It's the living proof that you can get wealthier than even the royal families if you have the right mindset and the skills. So here is the video. We are going to take a look at the 7 skills that if you masters will give you the competitive advantage over the others. They may not directly earn you more money like copywriting, coding, or the marketing, but it may, in many ways, they are far more important, and I would go as far as to say without them, you can achieve anything first. Personal skills. If you take a look at any businesses, you will realize that all what they do is to sell something. It's the service or the products, or the quite often the products is not even produced by them, but they know how to sell it. If you are the good salesman, you will never be poor because in the world of the capitalism, all that we do is sell. Think for a moment. Let's say you have the great selling skills. All that left for you to is to pick up the products, and it's the matter of the time before you sell enough to be drawn in the pie of the cash. There is the reasons why people buy from one person and ignore the others. There is the reasons why people prefer to buy one company and not from the thousands of the others. And if you are serious about building the real wealth, you can simply skip these skills, because without it you can't go far. Selling doesn't necessarily mean selling the products that you might need to sell yourself or your team to get the investments when you are in the job interview. You are trying to sell yourself to get that positions, and the better persuasion skills you have, the higher the salary you will be able to negotiate. Of course, it's better to read some books and take some courses to learn the science behind it. However, without the practice, this knowledge is quite useless. The best way to pump up your persuasive skill is to become the salesman just to learn these skills. Every day you will be taking the dozens of the people trying to sell them something, and it would be the only matter of the time before you will feel completely comfortable selling anything to anyone. However, that's not the only way to a great way to start would be to find something in your house that don't need. We all have plenty of the things we don't use and at all, and to try to sell it to the friend or neighbors. Secondly, analytical skills. Why do you think that CEOs are paid millions of the dollars even if they work fewer hours? Their job isn't to hustle day and night, although many of them do that. CEOs on the average work more than 62 hours a week, when the average American works 44 hours. However, their primary job is to analyze the market and make the right move when the market is going what is the next threat, how to make wood change in the few years from now. But analytical skills go much further than that. It's the ability to take the complex subjects and break it into the many small parts to join a better and clear understandings, or solving a complicated problem. Of course, your IQ will play an important part here, so does your knowledge. That's why CEOs on average read at least 50 books a year, while average people just a few, if none at all. The world is filled with opportunities. That's why what 1,700 are becoming millionaires every single day in the United States. But if your analytical skills aren't good enough, these opportunities will sweep right under your noses. Thirdly, emotional intellect. The only 3 ways to build wealth is through either startups, something, investing, or building a solid career. And in each of these plans requires to control your emotions. When you're investing in something company, the nature of the stocks market that is constantly jumps and down, and if you do not have the ability to control your emotions when it's down, or don't get overexcited when it's jumping through the roof, you will quickly run out of the cash. But that's just a part of the problem, because on your way you are going to work with the people, and people are not always nice, so learn to control your emotions when things are going wrong. When there is chaos, which is exactly what always happens when you run a company. And this make me to the next point, self-disciplines. A lot of the people find it difficult to discipline themselves, and it's understandable, because the difficult to life under a certain strict routine and rules if you don't have the clear purpose behind it. Waking up every morning, working for the multiple hours without any distractions, it doesn't seem to be easy, if not impossible for some. Discipline simply means sacrifice as in short terms pleasure for the long term rewards. But the truth is that the only difficulty when the goal is not clear, and the only way to achieve the big goal is to achieve it a little bit of the every day. That's why you need to master self disciplines, and that's why you need to meditate. Fifth, meditations. According to the study of the Microsoft, the average human being now has the attention span of the 8 seconds. Can you believe it? Just 8 seconds, but that's more shocking perhaps in the fact that the research shows humans' attention span decreases by the whooping 88% every year. An average person consumes more information in a single day than some else would in their entire life just a few hundred years. That's made our attention to the most important resources in the world, and that's why these companies are pumping billions of the dollars to get your attention. Just in 2018 alone, the world has spent $543 billion on advertisements. That's 10 times on the net income of the largest company in the world, Apple. And this number will only grow. And why do you think it's that happening? Because we are always on our smartphones. We are always distracted every few minutes. You check your phone even when there's any notifications, because your attention span is extremely short. How many times did you get distracted while watching this video? In fact, many of you won't even make it to the end of the video, and with that kind of the attention spans, you aren't going to go far. You won't be able to stay focused. You won't be to create any meaningful value, and that's why you need to learn meditation. It helps you to stay focused for the longer period and think much clearer. Next, controlling your mind. How many times you have heard that it all starts with the mindset, and I couldn't agree more. But that mindset is not something complicated. Usually it means being able to always stay positive. I understand how difficult that could be, especially if you are struggling financially. You can look around, and there is the endless numbers of the thing that and people you can blame for your miserable financial situation, starting from the politicians and Wall Street who are ruining the economy. To your college textbooks that aren't giving you the practical knowledge, but that's negative states isn't going to take you far. It will keep you limiting you to your comfort zone. You have to train your brain to see the light in the chaos, because creating wealth is the chaos. There is no way around it. If you can manage your thoughts and keep your mind positive, you won't make it. Wealth comes as the result of the taking responsibility. Either you want to solve problems, start a business, or rise the ranks of your company by the taking more weights to your shoulders. Seventh, and lastly, listening. Most people listen to response and not to learn, which is why that's not considered listening. In your way to create wealth, you will deal with people. In fact, you need them. You need their feedbacks, their experience, and often you will be making mistakes, and if you are not good listener, your mistakes will bury you down. Working alone isn't an option because you will be constrained by your limitations. And with great listening skills, you can track the talented people to work with you. These skills is interconnected. They are not only used to create wealth but to live the more positive and productive life. Wealth comes out of nowhere. It's a result of the delivering value and the skills we have taken about to the foundations to start with. And now it's your turn. Would you add to this list? In always hit that like button if you have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one.